Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 286 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I love that you're here and I love that you're listening because it really means we have something in common. We love self-improvement, and we know that living a wildly successful life means constant growth and constant improvement of ourselves. And it also means showing up as the best version of us that we can muster up every single day. And some days that's going to look like a hot mess. But what we're working for here is the majority of the time to be able to show up as the person that we were meant to be, that we know that we're meant to be. And that doesn't mean just inside. It also means how we present ourselves on the outside as well. So that title, okay? Of course we judge a book by its cover. I don't know about you, but that whole don't judge a book by its cover, when I'm in a bookstore, I love looking at the covers, and I'm constantly sort of picking over books because of its cover. Now I'll pick out a book based on its cool looking cover all day long. Now after reading the intro, it might not be the book for me, but it's the cover that got me intrigued. You can probably guess this is not an episode about book covers. I've noticed a trend in our society, especially in America, where some are trying to celebrate the anything goes lifestyle. I mean, some say, well, you can just show up however you want. Doesn't matter, wherever you want. And people shouldn't judge you on how you dress or how you present yourself. And I got to tell you, I don't buy into that. And if you're really honest with yourself, you know it's not true. We love to make assumptions based on what people are wearing and how they present themselves. And look, the analytics of my show tell me that my listeners are about 85% women, which I love that I have all these friends out there. I wish I could meet each one of you. But you guys know I'm right because we're the worst about it. We check out other women all the time, especially if they look amazing. And let's be honest, an atrocious outfit will get a sideways glance too. Not that we're mean, but it will get a look. We all notice and respect when someone makes an extra effort to look amazing, don't we? I mean, obviously we do. I love to see it too. It's so inspiring when I see someone looking their best, like just amazing. It makes me want to step up my game too. Now, Eric and I have been traveling a lot lately. I think we're making up for lost time, but nowhere is it more evident to me than when I'm traveling. The airport is, you've probably seen it too. It's full of people that look like they just rolled straight out of bed. Now, I know that's not you, but it is very rare anymore to see people who dress up to get on a plane. It's shocking what people will wear, even just to go out. And I know that for some people, this may get a little sideways about this idea, but how we present ourselves is as important as what we have to say. And the reason why I say that is because your message may not even get heard if people can't get past how you present yourself. If you're sloppy or, it gets in the way. The reality is, whether you like it or not, people do take you more seriously when you show up looking your best. Every single time I have an interior design appointment, even if it's a recurring client, I get dressed for the part. And that new clients especially, they definitely are looking at how I dress, thinking that's indicative of how I'm going to design their house. Even if that's not the case, they're doing it. They're judging me on how I'm dressed. It's human nature. The biggest thing for me, though, is if I'm not feeling confident and sure of myself, it's really hard for me to be creative and confident if I don't feel like I look my best, especially when I'm going on a design appointment. And there really is an art to living a wildly successful life. And by art, I mean it's subjective. And that's going to look different for each one of us. Now, I like to be fancy. I believe I got that from my grandmother, who was fancy up until the day she died at 93. She inspires me every day. Now, I grew up in the country, but I never really felt like I fit in. And we didn't have a lot of money, but I always knew that I wanted to dress a certain way and look a certain way and feel a certain way. Even when I was young, I innately knew it mattered. So don't let anyone tell you that it doesn't. And don't tell yourself it doesn't either, because it does. I was listening to Tanya Lee in the Worthy Woman workshop this last week. During the workshop, she said, dress the way you want to be addressed. And that's so true. When you show up all dressed up, people will treat you differently. They notice you. They're even more likely to listen to what you have to say. But the most important thing is the impact your dress has on you. You can dress in a way to fuel your insecurity, or you can dress in a way to fuel your confidence. So take a look at what you're wearing today, or what you plan to wear today. Is your outfit building your confidence, or is it helping you hide? I mean, when you show up with a new hairdo or a great new outfit that you feel amazing in, you even act differently. You attract different. You create opportunities for yourself that wouldn't be there if you showed up in sweatpants with messy hair, looking like you rolled out of bed. I read an article recently, and it talked about secrets that flight attendants won't tell you. One of the number one things is you're more likely to get an upgrade of some sort if you show up dressed beautifully. Now, I know that's the other case in other things too. You get a better table at a restaurant, better service in a department store. If you respect yourself, other people are more likely to respect you as well. Now, that's not necessarily always true, obviously, but you're putting your best foot forward always gives you a little bit of a step ahead. There's a fancy store locally here called Oak Hall, and they have lovely clothes. It's super high end. And one day Eric and I we were running around. We were going to go to the gym. So we were in gym clothes, and he said, "Hey, let's run into Oak Hall." And I was like, there's zero chance I'm going into Oak Hall dressed in my gym clothes. Not going to happen. And look, I love to shop. So it was big for me to tell my husband, no, I'm not going in there. But I know I'm not even going to feel confident shopping dressed like that. It just wasn't going to happen. My whole point of this episode is to remind us all that even though we like to say don't judge a book by the cover, we all do it. And the biggest part of that is we judge ourselves. We think, who am I to wear that sassy dress? Or what will people think? What if I stand out? Well, don't fall prey to society's encouragement of mediocrity. We don't control a lot about the world right now, but we can control how we show up. And you don't want to show up in the energy of mediocrity. Just imagine what the best, most amazing version of you would wear for whatever you're doing that day and dress like that. Of course, it's going to look different depending on what you're doing. You'll look different going to the gym than you will going out shopping for clothes. You look different going to work than you will a fancy dinner. But the key is to consider how you want to present yourself in the best possible way, no matter what you're doing, because it affects how you show up too. It matters. We all know it does. Let's not pretend anymore that it doesn't. My challenge to you today is to blow people away tomorrow with the way you look at work or the way you dress, doing whatever you're doing. Be the friend that always sets the bar high of how to dress when you go out. You'll be shocked at how it even changes the way you feel. Start showing up like the wildly successful version of you and watch not only how it changes the way you feel and act, but also the way others respond to you and doors open for you. Be the book cover that gets noticed. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.